Hey guys, I'm the X Gamer. Okay, so today I'm talking about the video game Metro 2033. And this was an experience, to say the absolute least. When I started off the playthrough, I really was not liking the controls to really begin with. But then as I played the game more, they really grew on me, and they really weren't as bad as I thought they were. There were a few sequences here and there where you do feel very sluggish compared to other sequences, but I want to say the sequences where I felt sluggish were, I think we're trying to be a little bit more cinematic, and they're just trying to show the weight of the situation. Still, the storytelling in this game is very interesting and really just incredible. And there's just been, and it's just a psychological trip sometimes.
Some say it's the voice of the tunnels. Others consider it to be a form of psychic influence.
Or is it some kind of psychologically powerful?
And it knows me.
Where I would have loved it. It kind of reminded me of this one other video game I played. Don't know if I'm going to review it on here. Another video game that came out called Fear. Now, how does the video game Fear have any kind of like psychological horror to it? Well, in that game, there's a few sequences here and there. Well, in both the original and in some of the sequels, where the main antagonist like pops up out of nowhere and makes you think she's coming at you directly, but then it turns out it was just some kind of image, just a phony image. I've literally wasted ammo trying to kill a ghost, basically, in that game. So, it reminds me of that for some of these sequences. The only issue I have with those sequences is I wish it happened a little bit more organically in Metro 2033. For the ghost sequences I'm talking about from the Fear franchise, a majority of those just happen organically. Like I'd be walking down a dark hallway and then boom, there's the main antagonist, and boom, I shoot. Or I'm crawling into a secret area and boom, there they are. Boom, I shoot. So it very much took me by surprise. But in Metro 2033, I feel like it's a situation of like, oh no, we're under attack. Oh no, we're slowing down. But it's like we're not really in that much danger because all the enemies are disappearing. It's like, I don't know. I wish they'd made those sequences just more organically happen.
Suka! These Basalists behind us were not enough. Now we're stuck in a fucking graveyard. Artyom, search the bodies. I'll try to get our asses out of here.
Ammo. Oh boy. That's right.
Shit! Come on, open! Artyom, my gut tells me something is very wrong with this place. Remember our agreements. I'm counting on you, kid. I hear you are calling me. Yes, my mistress. I hear you. Yes, yes, yes. Always, always. Oh, yes. Now I am happy. Your songs are magnificent. Sing more. Sing only for me.
I like the psychological aspect. It's like little
Ah! What the hell just happened to me?
They were worth, I guess I could say, sitting through, even though it was basically just a cutscene. And I don't know. I feel like maybe doing it in engine wasn't really a great idea. Maybe just do it as a cutscene, a literal cutscene. Now, we have the story of the game, which to anybody who doesn't know the story of Metro 2033, it's pretty simple, but it's also gets kind of complex as the game progresses. Basically, it takes place in the aftermath of the apocalypse, and it takes place in Russia. And the reason they call it Metro is because what was left of the Russian population actually lives in the metro subway tunnels underground in Russia. even though there's a number of like impossibilities that make it very difficult, in my opinion, for people to live underground like that. But I think it's impossible for any of this to happen because it's all in an underground cavern that we're not built for human beings at all. And if anything, the concrete, I believe certain concrete can actually release carbon dioxide, so there probably wouldn't be enough oxygen to support these people. Then, since there's not a great water flow system, there's not really going to be enough water to support this many people. Still, I'm not here to judge the game on realism. I'm here to judge it on gameplay, story, and graphics. And now continuing with that story, you follow the main character named Artem, who he's just trying to go to the other metro subway tunnels, trying to collect enough help, pretty much just whatever's left of the Russian military, to try to defend them from these one creatures they call the Dark Ones. And I believe are also they call themselves the Watchers, I believe, as well. And basically they're these weird mutant-like creatures that they say it in the game, but I guess we're humans, but then something happened and now they're not human anymore. They're some kind of, I guess, telepathic creatures, and somehow get a psychic connection to our main character Artem. That's what leads to these little psychological episodes that I was talking about in the earlier in the video. And then outside of those little psychological episodes, there's a lot of philosophy that gets talked about around here. Like, there is a few characters who you can say are bad, but at the same time, they're really just trying to survive. And then there's even a few entities, one creature that's literally just called an anomaly, and one character describes it as, it's not evil, it's like fire. What on earth?
Wicked phenomenon, yes. But, it's not any more evil than, say, fire. It all depends on your point of view. Try to get a better understanding of things before you make your judgment. Let's move out now. It's not safe here.
Okay, now after talking about psychology and ghosts and how the game is very interesting from a story point in time, and not bad when in terms of, I guess I could say, controls, unfortunately this game does have a number of glitches that is almost, they're very uncanny valley, and they are very, I guess I could say, they're just a little bit environmentally breaking.
Artyom, where's your gear? Look, go to the armory and get geared up.
Okay, and you go to a certain and get someone to fix your... Huh.
Mommy! That's my mom! Let's go! She's looking for me! Let me go! Let me go to her!
Also, there was actually a number of sequences where I got either completely lost or I just didn't know what to do, and the game did not do a single thing to prompt me. Okay guys, so after a quick Google search and hours of doing other things, we are finally back here, and I finally have discovered what I need to do to progress. Nothing at this point in time in the game has shown me this was the only mechanic. So I'm not 100% sure if I was being a complete idiot, or if there was just something I wasn't seeing or didn't pay attention to or didn't read or didn't do correctly. So I feel like the game almost should have simplified certain things and certain aspects. So I don't know if it's me. Like I said, I don't know if I'm being an idiot or if the game just didn't explain something. Now, I'm not saying this ruins the experience. It just kind of sullies it a little bit. Now, there have been numerous patches and stuff over the year, and if you're wondering which version of the game I played the Metro 2033 Redux version on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So I'd like to believe performance was not an issue, but I also wasn't exactly set the game at max settings, and well, I think even right before I started the playthrough, there was some kind of update that I had to download onto my system, well, for the game at least. And I'd like to believe I've played one of the better versions of the game out there. But at the same time, you also got to remember this game came out in 2014. Not saying there's anything wrong with the game. I'm trying to be forgiving because the Redux collection came out in 2014, but the game itself also came out all the way back in, I want to say, 2010. So I'd like to believe that it's a combination of just, it's an older game. Yes, it is a remake, but at the same time, they probably just grabbed the original game, like up-resed a few textures or whatever they have to do, and put it on a Blu-ray disc, and that's a lot of all they really did. Also, if I'm going to give the developer any more credit, one thing you have to remember is that I don't really even know if it was the original team that worked on Metro Redux. It may have been whatever team that came in and did Metro Exodus. I'm not sure if it's the same team that did. I'm not sure if the team that worked on Metro Exodus is the same team that worked on Metro 2033 or Metro Last Light. Not sure if there was any kind of handoff anywhere along the line. I know there was a big handoff in terms of publishers over the years. It was THQ. Well, I'm not going to go into all the publishers of Metro, but still, I know they've changed publishers and I want to say even developers a few times. All I'm trying to say is I'm trying to forgive this game's technical limitation simply due to the fact that I truly do not know exactly who developed the PlayStation 4 / Xbox One version of this game. I don't truly know who is responsible for optimizing it. And at the end of the day, I still enjoyed the game. I still had fun. And it was still a really great experience. And I would highly recommend this game to anybody who wants to give it a try. And if you don't want to spend money to play the game, you can always watch my playthrough. Even though I feel like there's still a lot of stuff that I missed. And there's a lot of other little things that I say in the videos, in the playthrough, that I would have liked if they had added it in, even though it wouldn't have made any sense. But what do I say? Well, watch the playthrough and you'll find out. Well, that's pretty much everything I have to say about Metro 2033. I'm the X Gamer, and I got a game to play.